Hello, welcome to Midlands Today. The headlines tonight. What can be done to protect our homes? The despair of residents who've been flooded numerous times in recent years.
I've been flooded 4 times in my house and the water just bubbles up, blows the lid off and then it all gushes into my house.
I'm at one of Birmingham's newest flood defences as millions of pounds is being spent in the effort to protect homes.
The car involved in the city centre crash that killed 6 was speeding at up to 100 miles an hour. A civic reception tomorrow for Coventry City after winning promotion in a thrilling playoff victory at Wembley.
I still get a lump now talking about them because you've been through that. You've done it, you've seen it, and getting to see it again was wonderful.
And while many parts are still recovering from one deluge, there's the prospect of yet another. Tomorrow and Thursday are the days to watch out for. Details coming up later.
Good evening. The clean-ups continued today at homes and businesses in areas of Birmingham which were flooded after Sunday's heavy rain. But questions are being asked, not for the first time, about why more isn't being done to prevent the floods after some people have been affected numerous times in recent years. Emma Thomas reports.
I've been flooded 4 times in my house and the water just bubbles up, blows the lid off and then it all gushes into my house.
The Froggatt family's garden in Quinton on Sunday evening. A manhole cover, bubbles, and then bursts. Within minutes, their lawn resembles a lake.
The last flood, the one before this, my son was standing on the stairs thinking it was going to kill us. He was only 5 at the time.
Homeowner Barry says he's financially trapped with home insurance of £160 a month and a house he doesn't think he could sell.
Very tiring because constantly I'm on the phone pleading for help off people and no one comes back to me with any help till I get flooded again.
Deja vu of devastation is a familiar theme in Selly Park, where homes have been flooded several times in recent years.
The water come in, it come up about 1.5 foot, about to here. Literally got everything.
Concerned for the safety of his 18-month-old baby, John will be moving out until his home can be declared safe once again.
My biggest heartbreak is seeing like my baby's toys just floating around, and so that's more sentimental. So yeah, it's quite heartbreaking to be honest. But.
There's frustration among residents as they await the completion of a flood defence nearby. The Environment Agency says that work has been delayed by unexpected complications found under the city's roads.
The flooding that we saw here over the weekend was a combination partly of river flooding and partly of surface water runoff, that kind of stuff. So what we will also do is we'll work with our partners at Birmingham City Council and we'll have a look at all the drainage systems and whether or not there is more that can be done.
This is Spark Hill, another part of Birmingham left 3 foot underwater on Sunday. That was for the 3rd time in a decade.
Something has to be done. We can't have this happening again.
It's too much for me. I feel suicidal, to be honest with you.
And the river burst its banks and all this.
Birmingham City Council says an operation to clean up the roads is underway.
Well, we asked to speak to someone senior from the Environment Agency about the flooding and what's happened to the flood defence schemes in Selly Park, but they were unable to put anyone up to talk to us. Instead, they sent us this statement. They say that the Selly Park North Flood Defence Scheme will help protect 146 properties and is due to be completed by the end of this year. Often, with these types of major infrastructure schemes, delays are expected due to the complex nature of the work involved. Unfortunately, as in this case, we've had to make changes to protect vital infrastructure within the Pershaw Road, which has caused delays to construction. We are working hard to complete this project as quickly as possible. Well, our reporter Emma Thomas is now near Dogpool Lane tonight, where River Ray flood defences are already in place. Tell us a bit about these defences, Emma, and how effective they were in that part of Birmingham.
Well, Nick, essentially they worked, thankfully, for most people here over the weekend. This is the other half of the project you mentioned there before. So £2.7 million has been spent on the Selly Park South and Selly Park North projects of flood defences. North not yet complete, as you explained. South opened earlier this year, is up and running. How it works is that when there is excess water, these barriers contain the water, and essentially by time, it needs to be a very severe flood for the barriers to be broken here, and allows homeowners time to prepare for a flood, which hopefully it would not reach that point. However, I had quite a frank and honest conversation with the Environment Agency earlier, who told me that in cases like Sunday, it's actually the volume of rainwater which falls at a faster rate than road drains can carry it away, which causes the water to run into people's homes. So something like this would not be that much use if Sunday repeated.
And meanwhile, Emma, not just Birmingham affected, other parts were hit as well in the weekend storms.
No, we saw floods in Walsall, in Worcestershire, in places like Hollywood and Withall. I know in Withall we had 60 homes evacuated. We had people who had to be dragged out of their cars. Now today will have been a very, very busy day for insurance companies as homeowners call up to start to make their claims. I know the numbers here are staggering. Barry, who featured in the package earlier, told me that he's had more than £250,000 in compensation over the last few years to repair damage from flooding. The MP for Bromsgrove's Sajid Javid has in fact approached the representative body for insurance companies and has asked them to try and speed up the process to make it much easier for flood victims to be able to make a claim.
Emma, thank you.